Hello, I'm Tom, and in this video I will solve puzzles 31 through 35 of CrossCells. Okay, puzzle number 31. Just practice them, and it starts with the most difficult puzzle of them all. We need a total value of 0. How are we going to do that with +1, +2 and +3? It's not possible, I think. Well, okay, let's just remove all three of them and be done with this puzzle. Okay, here actually this main mechanic of this puzzle is that we have 0 tiles and 0 results, basically. So here we can just move row by row. As you can see, we need a total value of 0 in each row, so the plus has to be removed, because +1 times 3 times 2 is more than 0, obviously. Here this +1 we don't know yet, because times 0 would be 0, and then times 3 times 2 could still be a valid part of the solution. But if we look at the next row, we can see that the 2 + 2 tiles at the end have to be removed. Here we don't know yet. And here in this row we definitely have to delete all the plus tiles, because we don't have a times 0 tile to sort of reset the equation to 0. So we have to remove the +2 and the +1, and that leaves us with 10 tiles exactly, as you can see, that we can have, and we just have to mark all of them. And that's it. Okay, so puzzle number 33. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. I would start this puzzle by looking at this column here. As you can see, we need from the bottom to the top we need a total value of 3, which means this times 0 has to be removed, because we would end up with +1 only. This also has to be removed, this tile here, because we would end up with +2 only. And like now we have 4 +1 tiles, so all of them can be possible. But if we look in the other direction from the top to the bottom, we need a total value of 0, so this times 0 tile definitely has to be marked to reset the addition of the +1 tiles from the top to the bottom to 0. Okay, now here we need 2 tiles in this row, and we need a total value of 0. Now, since we have a times 0 here already, and +1 +1, all these 3 tiles have to be removed. Like if we chose one of them, we would end up with a total value of 1 here, so we can remove them, and we have to mark this tile also to comply with this clue here, the 2 tiles in this row. Now, how to proceed? The thing I did was looking at this tile here, the times 1 tile at the top. If this was not part of the valid solution, if we remove this tile, would it be possible to get a total value of 3 in this column from the bottom to the top? And the simple answer is no, because we could either use, we need 5 tiles, that's another thing. We could either use, here we have 1 tile, +1 +1 +1 +1, that's 4, or we used the times 0 tile, but like after that to the top we would only have 2 +1 tiles, so we could only reach a total value of 2, and that means the times 1 has to be part of the valid solution. We can mark that. Now, since we have 2 tiles only in this row, and from left to right we need to get a total value of 0, that means we definitely need the times 0 tile. If we marked any of the other +1 tiles, we would end up with a total value of 1 here. So we can delete these 3 tiles and mark this one, which means that we can finish this column here. We need a total value of 3. We have exactly 3 +1 tiles, so let's mark all of them, and then since we only have 1 tile in this row here, we can delete this tile here. And now we can see we need 5 tiles here and a total value of 3, so we can just mark all the 3 plus 1 tiles. That's 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. Times 1 is 3. So that's the solution. We can delete this one and mark these 3 tiles. Okay, puzzle 34 is solved by looking at the bottom clues here. We need 2 tiles and a total value of 4. Now, could it be that we can get the total value of 4 by using these 2 tiles here, plus 2 and plus 2? It's actually not possible, because that would mean we have to delete these 3 tiles here, yeah? Which would mean, according to these 3 clues down here, we would need 3 tiles here, 4 tiles here, and 3 tiles here. In this row, however, we can only have 1 tile. So that's not possible. We can't use these 2 tiles. These 2. This plus 2 and this plus 2. Can we use this plus 2 and this plus 2? Well, actually, any combination of plus 2s, if we use any plus 2s, let's cut this short a bit, would end up with these 2 tiles being deleted, the plus 3 and the plus 1, which would mean we have 4 tiles to mark here, according to this clue, and 3 tiles to mark here, according to that clue down there, which leads us to 2 tiles in this row, but we can only have 1. So no combination of plus 2 tiles can be a valid solution for the total value of 4 here. We can delete all of them and instead mark the plus 3 and the plus 1. Okay, now here we only have 3 tiles, or we must have 3 tiles in this column, so let's mark all 3 of them. And now we have in this row 1 tile marked, and we can only have 1, so can remove the remaining 4 tiles. That means in turn that this clue of 4 tiles and this clue of 3 tiles can only be fulfilled like this. And that means we have all 3 tiles in this row, right? 3 plus 0 tiles. So let's remove the remaining 2 plus 0 tiles. And now if we look at it, we have 3 tiles here. In this rectangle we need 5 tiles. So let's mark the remaining 2. And also here we have 3 marked tiles. We need 5 in this rectangle. So also here we just have to mark the remaining 2. On to the last puzzle for this video, puzzle number 35, which appears very difficult, and it is, but it's just a way of finding your way into this puzzle, like in square cells also, by the way, or hex cells. And what I did is starting with this tile here, the plus 5 tile, and asking myself if this can be a part of a valid solution. Can this be a marked tile? And the answer is no, as I'm trying to show you. If we mark this tile here, right? Like, we would definitely have to remove these 3 tiles, according to this clue here. Only 1 tile possible in this rectangle. Yeah. Furthermore, if we marked this tile, we would have to use the times 0 here in order to achieve a total value of 0 in this row here. Yeah. Now if we mark this tile, this 0 tile, this tile would also have to be deleted. Which means in this row we would only have 2 tiles left, which we need also 2 tiles plus 5 times 1 equals 5, and not 0 as required. So that means that the plus 5 cannot be part of a valid solution. It has to be removed. Furthermore, we need 3 tiles in this row here. And it is pretty simple to see that these 3 tiles cannot be the valid solution. Yeah, like we cannot remove the plus 5, because then we would have to mark these 3 tiles, which in turn would mean that according to this clue, and this clue, all these 4 tiles would have to be removed, which means in this row we will only have 1 tile left, but we need 2. Also that would be plus 5 and we need a 0, but that's beside the point. All in all, it's safe to say these 3 tiles cannot be the solution to this row here, so we have to mark the plus 5 here. And since this plus 5 is marked, and in this row we need a total value of 0, it's safe to assume that we need to use the times 0 tile in this column here. Otherwise, times 1, we would end up with a total value of 5. So let's mark this, and according to this clue, we can now delete these 2 tiles, like this. Okay. Let's see now. Can we use this tile to complete this row? 5 times 1 times 0 equals 0 would fit. But these 2 tiles would have to be removed again if we use this tile, which means we would have plus 5 times 1 in this row, which is not 0. It's 5. Okay, that means we can't use the times 1 here. We can remove this tile, and the 3 tiles in this row have to be plus 5 times 0 times 1, like this. Now we can remove this tile according to this clue here in this rectangle. Yeah. And we need 2 tiles in here. Obviously it can't be plus 5 times 1. It has to be somehow involve the times 0 tile. Let's mark this one. And since this is marked and we can only have 1 marked tile in this rectangle according to this clue, we can remove the times 1 tile and mark the plus 5 tile. Yeah, now it works. Now we have 2 marked tiles in this column here, and that's just what we need according to this clue. So we have to remove the plus 5 tile here. According to this clue, here down here, we can only have 1 tile in this column also, so we also have to remove this tile here, which leaves us with 2 tiles for this row, plus 0 and plus 0, and the puzzle is complete. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I hope everything I said made sense. If not, please tell me in the comments. I hope to see you again in my next video when I will solve puzzles 36 through 40. Bye.